Lena from alwaysexpectmore.com, and today we're working on block 4 of our Quilty 5K. That's right, we're making progress on our blocks towards 5K of quilts. So today's block 4 is the Friendship Star, and it looks a little like this. Are you ready? Well, let's get started. This block just needs 2 different sizes for cutting, and so I just stacked up both my fabrics and I've lined everything up really well, and I'm just gonna cut them both at the same size. I always cut the largest one first, which is the 2 7/8, and 8/8 is 1 inch, and 7/8 is just a touch less. It's 1/8 inch less. So I go to 3 inches and then go back 1/8. Of the 2 7/8 inch size, I need 2 of each. So I'm squaring off my end, and then I'm going 2 7/8 inches. Just like that. And now I need 4 teal and 1 pink 2.5 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and cut 2.5 inches this way. And then I can remove the pink and cut another 2.5 inches. Then remove the teal. And now I can turn both of these and independently square them up to 2.5. That gets me my 1 pink and 2 of the teal that I need. And then this will be the other 2 that I need. 2.5. There we go. So now I have the 4 teal 2.5, the 1 pink 2.5, and the 2 and 2 7/8. I can take these over to my sewing machine and get started. We've got 2 different sizes of squares, the 2 7/8 and the 2.5 inch. The 2.5 inch are going to get set aside for the moment, and the 2 7/8 inch are going to get a quick little line on them. So just on the back of the lighter color, which for me is the pink, I'm just doing a little line from corner to corner. And I'm using a fabric pen. This is a water-soluble pen, so it'll wash right out. And then with these 2, I'm going to pair them with the other color, line up all those points, and then stitch on either side a 1/4 inch away from the line that we just drew. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Taking it over to my machine. Now you'll see that I already have some fabric sticking out of the back of my machine, and that is from my leader ender. So you'll see it just sticks out the back, and I'm going to clip that off. I'm going to put it in my little ironing basket and save that to iron later. Then I'm going to stitch I can stitch the other side. Now you can cut the thread, but sometimes the first piece that you put through kind of gets caught up in the thread, and it makes an ugly bunch. So in order to prevent that, you can just tuck a scrap piece of fabric underneath there to kind of keep the thread going, or you can do what's called a leader ender quilt, which is basically making a second quilt while you're making your first quilt. So I have a bunch of pieces that I cut out using my Gemini machine. These are just 1/2 square triangle pieces, and I have 1/4 square triangle pieces in squares, and what I'm going to do is every time I need to take what I'm working on off of the machine, I can just tuck some of these pieces underneath and kind of work on this quilt in between. It's got no deadline, it's no rush, it's completely scrappy, and I just have all these 1/4 square pieces, and there's some more 1/4 square pieces and some squares that all over time stitch together into a second quilt. So while I'm working on this Quilty 5K, I actually have a second kind of secret scrappy quilt that I'm working on in between. Kind of fun, right? Okay, so now I've got this one off, and I can cut this right on the line. And then I can press both of these towards the dark. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off these dog ears. That's just cutting flush to the line. Just this sticky outy bit right here gets trimmed right off. There we go. It's a great way to make quilt confetti. There we are. And now I can lay out my block. I've got the pink in the center. I've got the 4 teal on the outer corners. And then comes the crucial part, because this is easy. Now you just set up your triangles all in the correct direction. If one triangle's off, sometimes you'll notice right away, and sometimes you won't, like that. So you'll see there's a line going all the way across here. That's not the way we want it. We want it so that it's all going counterclockwise, like a ninja star, or in quilting we call it a friendship star. So I'm going to stitch these two together, and then these two together, and then these two together. And I'm going to go ahead and chain piece these, so a pair, a pair, a pair, and then I'll use a leader ender block to cut these off and lay them out again. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. I've laid it all out again, and I want to make sure that all of these are going still in the counterclockwise direction. And now I can add this one, and this one. And if you'll notice, I forgot to add my leader ender block here. So I'm just going to go ahead and be careful as I feed these through. So now we can go ahead and lay these all out. Just make sure I have them all going counterclockwise. Yep. And it's time to press them. These, I'm going to press the seams in. This one I'm pressing the seams out. And this one I'm pressing the seams out. So I'm always going to press away from the triangles and towards the squares, whichever one's a square. So let's go ahead and do that. So now they're all pressed and laid back out. I can stitch these two together, and then I can stitch this top piece to this bottom piece, and my whole block, my friendship star, will be all done. Let's go ahead and do that. Now when I do this, you can see that I have the bottom seam going in that direction and the top seam going in that direction. So I can actually take these two and I can nest them right together and feel where those two seams come together, and that's going to give me a perfect point right there. And then I usually get to that first seam and then I nest my second one and feel that one. And continue on. Ending with one of my leader enders. Trimming this one off, which can go in my ironing pile. I don't need to press yet because I'm not going across the seam that I just stitched. So I can leave it to press it when I press the seam that I'm about to sew. And this is exactly like the last one, two pieces together. Nest those seams nice and pretty, and just take it to the sewing machine. There we go. I just need to press these seams, and I'm going to press them out. So I'm going to tuck this one under. Just press that one down. And then do the same with the other side. And there we go. Block 4 of the friendship star is complete. And that's how easy it is to make the friendship star. Wasn't that fun? If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave those below. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell, and you'll be notified right away every time I have a new fun video for you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.